Alright, now we're going to go ahead and start getting the body knocked out. Now, hopefully this will be the last video with all the skinning, because I'll try my best to go through within like the next 10 to 15 minutes here and get this body skinned out. I've already, I believe, went through and got rid of the root. I mean, that should be common at this point. There's still a lot of issues going on with like his legs being pulled, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do what I do for skinning all these pieces out. I'm going to come down to the clavicle, right? Oh, my bad, that's the arms. Let's go down to the thigh left. And let's check thigh right, because I see if there's any influence on the other leg. Because we don't need opposites. If they are, we're just going to replace them. Which I'm not seeing any. To be sure, let's come in. We're just going to hold down Control, invert with a 0 value. Oh, that's adding info. 0, and then opacity replace. So just come in. We're just going to make sure that all that's skinned. To be sure that nothing's moving, let's go ahead and give some ROMs to those legs. Make sure there's no ROMs already. Clearing that range. Down to the thigh left. The ball, solve as one item, and we're going to move that around, see what we get. Alright, so let's go ahead and start rotating it. Which I probably wanted the right leg, it would have been better. Let's clear those ranges. Let's go to the right leg. Solve as one. Alright, see what influences that we do not want to be seeing. I can already see some coming on the inside of the leg. So we're going to select those mesh again. Let's go down to the right thigh. And just start painting out and getting rid of those influences. Doing this by having the replace in 0. Calf right. Make it bigger because we want to sweep through broad strokes here and get this out of the way and done. I want no other opposite leg information on this side. Okay, so let's go through. Let's make sure we get our paint solidified on this end. So let's go ahead and add and kick that back up to 1. So the thigh is going to be influencing itself. If there's anything else we want to give a fall off, just hold down Shift and just start brushing over, and that'll smooth out and give you a gradient. A little bit of gradient in the middle here. Now I know I don't need the leg to go that far down. So I can check that by going to Clear ROMs. I'm going to go ahead and go to the left leg. I only want these first 3. I'm going to generate rigs in motion. Oh, it's the other foot. Let's not do the other foot. Every once in a while I get this issue where I'll have to select these 3, solve as one item. It'll generate, go back to the beginning, clear it out, and then take that off, and then do it again. And then it'll start giving you the every 90 degrees for each piece. So I want to see how much stretching is going on between the main calf and the thigh. There we go, that's what I was looking for, was that. See how it folds in just a little too much? This should at least be out here since it's more of a hard pad that's there. So let's come in, paint it. We don't want the thigh to be in, or the calf to be in there too much, so just hold down. I think you can be on full. No. Alright. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. I'm going to get rid of it, but I'm going to add a little bit in there, but not a whole lot. I prominently want most of it gone. Let's go to the thigh. Just get rid of some of those weights and then smoothing out the edges. Give it a gradient so it has a smoother fall off. Now we have the foot. Let's take a look at how that's looking on the line. Okay. So drag our time scrubber. I already see it's acting a bit strange in a couple of different places, so go ahead and get rid of that. Come down to the, let's come down to the foot. Let's go ahead and add our influence in. I'm gonna fill it all the way down to the bottom here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I was waiting for that to pop out. Now I'm just going to keep smoothing out this edge here. Once I get done with this leg, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mirror it, and then I'm going to save out my skin weight so I don't have to do this again in case a crash happens. Like it had happened to me earlier. Let's see the toe. Alright, let's go back to 0 here. I want to try out that toe myself because I might need to add a joint in there if it's not doing what I think it is. Okay, it's not doing what I wanted it to. I know the ROM I didn't add it, so I need to go back to here, find the toe of the ball, my bad, and only do the influence on that. Clear, and I want to give it the 90 degrees in every direction again for the ball. There's barely any influence going on in there, so I need to give it some more. Go to the ball. I'm going to go ahead and do a replace because I don't need influence in the back of the heel. 0 that out. Just going to go ahead and paint that out. Okay, let's go ahead and add in what influence needs to be where. Definitely needs to be within the front. Let's go to the foot because I know I gave it too much influence, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and replace it. Right about that midline is where I'm going to keep it around. So keep on deleting it. Give it a little gradient too as it comes out. Alright, we're going to test that roll again. There we go. It's giving us a nice roll. That's what we were looking for. Alright, so I want to say that foot's about good. Just going to zoom out. Come back. Select the body. Go ahead and take those weights. I call this Titan body. Skin weights. Go ahead and accept. Those skin weights are exported. So I have a little bit of a safety net now, which is what I was wanting. So I got a couple minutes left. The same method I would do on the fingers as I did with the leg, but the eyes I wanted to point out like a trick I like to do with the head up here. So what I'll do is I'll clear out this range of motion. I'll come up to the eyes. I'll find these eyes. What I want to do is I want to do eye left, eye right. Solve as one item, and I want to go ahead and do it. Now we already can tell. Yeah, it's like he's wearing some kind of crazy mask. So what we want to do is take this. Let's go here. Let's find those eyes. Eye left, eye, eye. And let's take one at a time. We're going to go ahead and replace 0 flood along with the other one, flood. We want no weighting on the helmet. The head should be where it wants or should be. So a problem may have happened, I think, what I just did now. Hopefully not. But I'm going to go ahead and select these verts, come down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint in skin weighting just for this head. At least I won't be traveling down here or that far. Let's come to the head. Get this weighting information painted in really quickly. Oops, a little too much. Again, what's nice is we only have to do half of this because we'll be able to mirror it over. The jaw, I mean, we're going to that's going to be playing around with it. I might end up making this into a second video. More likely I will, because the head I think is a more important piece to work on. And if I can, I'll try to get the head along with getting the teeth and the eyes to work correctly, and then I'll try to show what we're going to do with the cloth. And we should be good from there for showing all the basis of the skinning for the character. And we are almost done with getting our character pushed through the animation rigging toolkit. So we're going to stop the video from there, and then we'll come back and we're going to go ahead and get the head knocked out.